Yeah, and with comes to cricket, I played some cricket in India while I was in a college. I was in a college team and I played few cricket. Then after getting married with work and all, typical Indian men, they stopped cricket, though there was no reason to stop. After coming back to England and when I saw this green grass and nice grounds, I could not stop myself. Started again playing here. And whenever I used to go for a match, my kids, Akshay was 4 years old when I came here, and Ashish was born here in 2003. So whenever I was going for playing, they used to come with me and then spend time in the nets. That's how the cricket kind of picked up for them as well. And luckily, my wife permits me to play because she is also a cricketer, and in India she played up to state level. And then now, after coming here, she occasionally plays if we are short of players. Otherwise, she's kind of encourages for us to play cricket, and she's a qualified ECB level one umpire. And for me, I'm not a very big player. I'm a club player. Played like started in higher divisions, and then now because of the age, I'm playing the lower divisions, and I also play Hearts over 50s county. My main skill is I'm a bowler, can also bat. With the age, can run to some extent, not super fast. So yeah, this is all about me when it comes to cricket and my work. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Anand. Thank you. That's a very lovely introduction. Good start. So let's go to Nachiket.
Hello everyone. So I've started my cricket 7 years back in London. I've started from I've started playing from teams, a couple of teams, and now I've settled down in Worcester Park. So I play for Worcester Park Cricket Club, and I've started with the lower divisions, but now I'm playing for second team as well. Uh, and that's all about it. So I've been playing since 2017. 2015 I've been playing league season, and yeah, this is my 8th year now. I'm a all-rounder, but my team is using me currently as mainly as an opening bowler. So I can bat. I used to open for Sutton, and I've started bowling. Yeah, that's all from my side. Cheers.
Thank you, Nach. Thank you. Thank you. And let's go to Balaji. Balaji, you're on mute.
Sorry. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಾ?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಓಕೆ, ನೈಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಾನು UK ಬಂದು ಇವಾಗ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 9 years ಆಯ್ತು.
So Balaji, I know we are Kannada, but for other benefit, so you got 2 non-Kannada. So can we in English? Yeah, definitely.
Okay, fine. So I've been here for almost 9 years now. So that's from 2014, mid of 2014, and I've been playing cricket all my life. It's just part of where we come from. It's in our blood. So, and then I stopped for a while. So thought I was not going anywhere, and not even getting into state teams. So I thought I stopped cricket for 6 years, from 2010 to 2015. For 5 years, I didn't play cricket, just concentrating on my career at the time. And then I picked it up later once I came here. There was a room for playing cricket and working as well, so there was some space to do it. So I kept doing it. So basically, I play for a club called Bradley Stoke Cricket Club, which is in Bristol, and it's mostly played in senior divisions. And lately, we've been promoted to Whipple as well. So at the moment, we are being promoted again to Whipple, as we were relegated last year. We just had a taste of it, and then we got relegated, and then again we are back to Whipple again. So I'm mainly a batsman who can bowl as well, but depending on the situations, I do the other way as well. So at the moment, I had a very calm season this year because of I had a MCL, first degree MCL tear a bit. So I've been keeping very low profile, picking my games, just batting whenever needed, and I'm hardly bowling anything. But normally I bail. I'm sort of a medium pace bowler. Used to be fast, but not anymore. But now I'm sort of a medium pace bowler and who can bat in any top fire.
Thank you, Balaji. Thank you. So let's keep it quick. And Shiv.
Sure. Evening, everyone. This is Shiv Maniappa. I live in Oakingham. I've been playing cricket since 2018. I started leather cricket in 2018, in fact. Since then I played not so bad. I would take it. I moved to UK in 2009, and I've been living here ever since. And I work in IT as well. That's about me, really. Thank you.
Batter bowler, Shiv, mainly.
I'm an all-rounder. Well, we all are all-rounders, aren't we? But yeah, I'm genuinely an all-rounder. I've scored around 2,500 runs and taken 500 wickets so far. So consider myself to be an all-rounder. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiv. Karthik.
Just before going to Karthik, Shiv, is it possible if you can turn on your video, if possible, because it's the first meet, so it's good if everyone can see their faces, at least captains.
I would have done that. The problem is that my internet goes down really bad if I turn.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, no problem.
There's some infrastructure work going on in development, so they've dug up everything, and the internet is pretty bad here. So
no worries.
Yeah, sorry about that, though.
Okay. Karthik.
Hi, Eldro Namaskara. Hi, everyone. I've been playing cricket in UK from past 7 years, and used to play before when I used to visit UK from 2010. But from past 6 years, I'm staying in UK, and I was playing for a different club, Ilford Catholic Cricket Club. So this year I joined Dartford Club as I moved to Dartford and staying in Dartford now. So coming to about cricket, so I'm a wicketkeeper come batsman. I've played different formats of different games on different divisions. So way back in Bangalore, I'm from Bangalore, and way back in Bangalore to every Sundays, that's what my hobby is, like playing cricket from morning to evening. That's about me. Yeah. And my spouse supports me playing cricket. She asked me to join club this year, so that's positive for me. She pushed me to join the club. So yeah.
Thank you, Karthik. Very good. And Akshay. Hi.
Hi everyone. My name is Akshay, and I've been playing cricket since I was about 10 years old in the UK. Started at club level, and then I think when I was 14, I started playing adult cricket, and now I'm 26, so I've been playing it for like 12 years now. From captaining friendly sides to doing league games, I've kind of done it all really. I play a lot of T20, midweek T20s, Saturday, Sunday games, 50 overs, 45, etc. That's kind of my background. I'm a all-rounder, bowling all-rounder probably at this moment, but it changes between batting and bowling every season, so whichever goes ahead.
Very good. So thank you everyone. So I don't think we have to introduce ourselves because we have been shouting out in the in all the groups. So today, like, we have myself, Kushagra, Bala, Shri, and Rupesh, and also we got Sagar and Ravi. So we are kind of organizing team. So for some very obvious reasons, we didn't want to be captains or vice captains. So we want to facilitate and make sure that we have a very nice, enjoyable game. So we'll start with the auction process because I think there will be more questions on that side, how we want to conduct the auction. So I'm going to share a document which is basically Kushagra has prepared. And last time in KUK, when we started playing, we had a similar tournament with two other organizations, and we used this auction process. So it's a fine-tuned version. So let's go through Kushagra. Kushagra, you ready? Like, we can go through the.
You can share the screen.
I'll share the screen.
You share the doc, and I will just take through that. Yeah.
Right.
Right, guys. So starting with the team names, captains, we do have all the information with us. But the franchise budget. Let's start with the franchise budget. So the franchise budget is £1 million, which is a virtual token points or token money, whatever we can say. And on the fun way, like, we're going to bid with that amount, and no one is gonna ask it. Taking further from that, so we have the team captain and the team vice captain, which we have already reduced 100k from it. So which includes 200k out of the 1 million budget. So now each team has the available budgets of 800k, where they need to bid another 11 players, because we have 13 players needs to be with each team. So 13 minus 2, 11 teams, which needs to come within 800k, my bad. Right. Coming to the capped players and the uncapped players. So we have kept it very basic. So it's like capped players are someone who have played at least one games in the UK and have the stats or the account with the play cricket, and we'll consider the uncapped players which they don't have any matches they have played under the in UK and they don't have the play cricket stats. So it doesn't mean the uncapped players are not good. They must be a really good players. It's just that they haven't played here and they don't have the stats, and they might have played in some other place outside UK and India, and they are really good. So that's something which we need to discuss, or you guys, captains and vice captains, needs to check with each players and discuss about that. Regarding the auction proceedings, so it will start from the capped batsmen, and then we'll go with the capped bowlers, capped wicket keepers, and capped all-rounders. And then further to that, we will go to uncapped batsmen, uncapped bowlers, uncapped wicket keepers, and uncapped all-rounders. Then it's not necessary that you guys can bid on all the players on the first round. If you want to make them unsold on the first round, you are free to do that, just to have your mathematics done in it. And the unsold players are going to get auctioned in the second round, which at that phase we need to make sure we are bidding on them, and we need to get those players. Next thing is the auctions will happen based on the random name generator. So we will be having the wheel of names where we will just rotate those names and the names will come on the random basis. And how exactly it happens in the IPL, since they do physically and they have the bags and someone goes and pick the name from it, but since we'll be doing on the virtual Zoom calls, so everything will be on the software based patterns, but it will be on as the case of a random name generator. Now regarding the base price of the players, it will start with the 10k, 15k, 20k, and 25k, where the 10k will be for the uncapped players. That will remain common, and then based on the stats, whatever we have in our table as of now, and mostly with the current last 2 or 3 years performance, we will gonna provide the base price over them, where the 25k will be the max. But yeah, make sure there's the higher base price doesn't mean that the player are better than the other players. It's just that they have the good stats. It might be many of the players would have played and would have scored some good runs, but those would have been on the traditional way of scoring, and they might have there in the stats. So it's a captain and vice captain's duty, again, responsibility to make sure that those things are being able to understand, are being delivered to the team members and to the players. Anyhow, from the higher perspective, from the above bird view, we as the organizers will make sure this is also being done, and none of the players are being felt about their base price being less or more. So that is another thing. Regarding the increment during the biddings, so it will be based on the so once from the base price, it will start from the 10k. So every increment or every bid will be with the 10k till the 1000k, and then followed by, once any player reaches more than 1000k, then the increment will go to 20k, and from till the 2000k and above 2000k we'll make it for 25k.
200k.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah, 200k, and then from there we will make the highest increment till 25k, till the players are being auctioned, or with the final hammered. They are getting hammered down. Yeah. Next is the players category, which is the batsmen, keepers, all-rounders, and bowlers. These will be decided by the core committee, and this will be decided based on the stats, and the decision won't be irreversible, because many of us has put like batsmen who can ball or bowler who can bat, and they consider most of them are being considered as all-rounder, and we as an Indian, it's our mindset we can do both, and we think like we all are all-rounder. But we, on the basis of the stats, whosoever is good in any of the batting side or the bowling side, we are going to put them all as a batsman or bowler, and if they are good in both, then based on that we will be putting them all-rounder and the wicket keepers. Next is like it's captains and the vice captain's sole responsibility to contact each and every players, because many of you must not be knowing few of the players, so it's up to you guys that your responsibility that you need to go to each player and discuss about your strategy and your plans. If you want to buy them, whatever your strategy is towards their auction, you just have to discuss. And in this part, like the core committee won't be any responsible to influence any captain, vice captains, and the players as well. So that's something which is an important note towards an auction strategy. Further to that, it is not necessary to bid all the players. All your budget, which is in your pocket. But yes, you need to make sure you are spending at least 75% of your budget. So that's something which you need to take a stress. One more thing which has been missed out here is that is very common, but still as a auction rule, I just want to say it. Basically, you need, once you are bidding on the player, you need to make sure you are not draining up your complete pocket. Just have to make sure if you have to bid on the other players and you have to make the complete 13 members team. So supposingly if you bid one player, one player like 6-7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, and then 7 lakhs, and you are just left out with 1000k at the end, and still you need to buy 8 or 9 players, then you will be ending up in buying all the uncapped players with their base prices. So like you won't be able to get yourself involved in the auction, and whosoever are left out, that those players will be given to you, to their respective team. So that's the one thing which has been missed out, and I will put it there. But that's the last thing which probably should be there. And more or less, if any queries are there, just please let me know.
Yeah, so Shiv has raised a hand. So Shiv.
Hi Kushagra. I have a couple of questions. One is about the budget spend. Now, does that 75% already include the captain and the vice captain spend?
Yes.
All right, great. The second one, you said that the core committee will organize the batters, wicket keepers, all-rounders accordingly based on the stats. Do captains and vice captains get the access to their stats?
Yes, everyone will get the access to the stats, and probably you will get enough time to see their stats. And if once we'll sort out the players and all, we will share you all the details, even their all histories, wherever they have played, whatever stats they have played, and all the history, whatever they have. With that, we will share to all the captains and vice captains. And then I think gonna just correct me if wrong. We need to provide the phone numbers of all the players as well to the captains and vice captains, so that they can contact us.
In the group only
Correct.
They can contact.
Right.
So we have an Excel sheet where link to their cricket, whatever, play cricket will be there. Just keep in mind, not everybody will have that information, but that's why the captain and vice captain should work together to see who are good. And you can we'll have time till 23rd of August. So 23rd is the auction day. So until then, enough time is there to inquire. So
of course. Quick one, Kushagra. You mentioned the phone numbers. I know the group has the list of people, but also there are a few entries in there who don't necessarily have the names against them. So it would be good to have.
So we'll share the phone numbers, no problem. We'll do that. The only thing is we need to ensure that these phone numbers are kept very confidential within captain and vice captain, because I want a data agreement to be signed from captain and vice captain. We have a TPA. I will send the form. you just have to send it, because we don't want to compromise on any data. So that's why, because sometimes I understand that, in the WhatsApp group, there will be some, there won't be any proper name. So we can do that as long as everyone is ready to sign it.
Of course,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I understand that.
And just one more thing, you just have to make sure. Probably, I think in the later stage, Sri or gonna take this as well. But it just came in my mind, so I just want to focus that one. So any bidding amount, that whatever we are going to put on the players, that are not going to publicize anywhere. That has to be locally within our group and within our organization, so that it doesn't reflect anyone's status of how they play and how good they are. So it's just for the fun, because we are doing as a group event. So just for the fun, we are making it. So just make sure, even when you group your team and when you have your team members, you also notify these to all the team members that they shouldn't publicize it anywhere, and keep it within this group itself, and keep it for the fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So Natch.
Yeah, so just wanted to say that if you guys can create those 4 team groups, and the core committee members can be included as an admin in that group, that will be helpful. I mean, they don't need to do anything, but just observe the group, and I mean, just for your sake, for GDPR.
No. The thing is, this is before creating a captain's group, because this is for auction purpose. So after you make the team, it's a different thing.
Yeah, but even after making the team, I'm suggesting after making the team, you guys create the group and stay as admin, so that you can regulate.
We'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We can take that suggestion. Yeah. Anand, you have a query, right?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for all the explanation. Basically, the auction price, player price and all. I know there is a lot of homework has been done, and it's difficult to. We do communicate to all the players to keep it confidential, but at the end of the day, it's a friendly game. We'll have a lot of new people, and it could be fun and banter. So what if we tell people, okay, randomly we just kept the price on a people. It's nothing to do with the stats or skill level and all. It's for fun. We should promote that message, so that we are discussing very serious, but when it comes to the game, we keep it as like, it's all friendly. Don't worry about what price you have, what skill you have. We just made a good mix of pool or something like that. So it should not look that we did a lot of homework to select the players and
exactly. That's a good. Yeah, Shri, go for it.
Sorry, I was just saying, what you said, Anand, is 100% spot on. What we want is that fun and banter should be there in the groups. Otherwise, there's no fun in creating this kind of a tournament. But eventually what happens is people, I mean, it wouldn't happen here, but just in case if they put it on their own social media to say, I was sold for 1.2 million. You're not going to get 1 penny out of this tournament anyways. You've put your money in and you've come in to have fun, right? So it's not that you're going to get anything, but fun and banter, 100% yes. That should be there. We like that. But what Kushagra was meaning to say is, people might go the other way to say, hey, I think you've just been sold for 200k while I was sold for 700k. So you know the difference, the skill I come with, etc. So that kind of a banter, which should not be disrespectful the other person. That's all he meant.
I totally mean in any case, it's just like it shouldn't go on the personal levels to any of the players, and it should, like, we shouldn't disrespect their status and their stats and whatsoever as a person. Yeah.
Another point about putting the number, right? So I think the whole idea is to have a balanced team. Like if we put because of course on the paper we have to consider the stats. But then just to make sure that we are distributing rightly, so that 10K, 15K, 20K is there. The difference is not big. I mean, it's only 5K. Just to make sure that we have some categorization there. Otherwise, everyone put into 10K will not make sense. Somebody who is not known, captain might, just take him as a base player at the end. I mean, then it becomes imbalanced. So that's why I think that categorization still should be there. 5K difference is fine, and people will understand it.
Yeah.
So,
no, I agree. We can have a categorization, and then when we tell people, don't worry about prize.
That's fine. We will communicate that bit. Maurice.
Yeah.
Mahesh.
Any more question? Yeah, Mahesh is here.
Mahesh.
Hi, sorry for the background. I've just finished work and going home. No, actually, when you guys are saying about bidding on players and things like that, sometimes some player we sold for good money, but it's probably his bad day. He couldn't perform or anything, and somebody who sold for like maybe the base price, and you probably star of the day, and it just have to be balanced.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a good idea to people understand it's not like so it's just the basic. It's just us to make sure that we have
it
options.
happens every time in IPL.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Glenn Maxwell sold in 16 crores, performed not even 16 runs in a single match. So that's totally fine.
That's true. Yeah, some of the batsmen even they spend time on the bench instead of playing in the ground.
Right.
Okay, so we'll take the last question. Yeah. Sorry, Shrev. Sorry, you have anything, Mahesh? Sorry.
No, nothing. Just a topic, what I was saying. I just thought can happen, Yeah.
Okay, my question was the follow-up question on one of the captains saying that once the team is formed and it becomes the responsibility of the captains and the vice captains to create the WhatsApp group, including those team members. Now, in that group, I do not see the requirement of the core committee members to be in there, all of them. The reason being that my assumption is that the core committee members will be part of other teams as well.
Yeah, agree. No problem. That's fine.
That's my thought. You can think on it.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I got it now. It's fine. We'll go with that because we also play, so it's fine. But
I think it's good.
That pool will still be operating. The pool of players will still be operating, and the only thing is we don't want to, because it's all mixed thing, right? So we just want to have a friendly thing. Otherwise, we would have invited a team to come and play. So we don't want that. The competitive edge should be there. Strategy and all those things are good. Let's not keep a thing saying, okay, this team versus this team, and we are kind of going into a situation where core committee has to step in. So I think this is all fine. All these things will be taken care. We'll do that. Let's go to other topic because I'm also looking at the time. It's already 7 o'clock. So we got playing conditions. So Shri, ready? I'll share the screen and let's.
Yes. Yes, let's go. Okay, gentlemen, as important as the auction is, this also requires some kind of an attention from you guys. And obviously, if there's any questions, Dana and I and the whole of core committee is ready to answer. So what we have categorized is the playing conditions, which I think we've already introduced you to these playing conditions in terms of a screenshot where I kept spamming your WhatsApp groups some time ago. So this is just an excerpt of it. So there are 15 overs only per side in the league stage match. Okay. But in the finals, we'll have a proper 20 over game per side. Each bowler is restricted to a maximum of 3 overs, and no field restrictions in place for this game. So this is something that we need to keep an eye on. Can you zoom in, Dana?
Yeah, trying to.
Yeah. ಅಲ್ಲಿ 100% ಅದೇ ನೋಡಿ ಪೇಂಟ್ ಬ್ರಷ್ ಪಕ್ಕ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೈಟ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ perfect. Okay, so we are done with the third bullet point. Now the fourth one is whoever has played midweek tournaments, this kind of a rule exists in midweek tournament in ECB. Wides, 2 runs awarded to the batting side, all right, but no extra ball will be bowled unless it is the last over, right? So if it's a 15-over game, 14 overs, you have 1 wide in an over, that the ball is still counted, but there will be an addition of 2 runs to the batting side. Whereas in the last over, it is like any other league game that you play here. You will have to re-bowl that ball again. The same thing applies to no balls as well. Okay, and there are no free hits in these games. In the league stages, you don't have any free hits. That is something which you will have to keep in mind. So next we'll come to the next rule. So there is some mess up with the bullets. Sorry about that. any batter who hits 30 runs must retire immediately. Let's say, for example, I'll take Kushagra as an example. Kushagra has come in at the 10th over, all right? Kushagra has been playing from the opening overs, and at 10th over, 10.1 overs, he'll complete his 30 runs. He will retire immediately. He will not wait until he completes the 10th over. As soon as a batsman completes 30 runs, he will go out as a retired person, and another person, the next batter, based on the order that you have selected, will come in to bat. Now, the person who is retired can come back to bat only after the fall of the last wicket within the batting side. I'll answer all the questions, plus hear me out first, and then raise your hands like how you have done. We'll answer all the questions. An impact player is identified in each team, and because of which the number of team members are increased. So an impact player is identified in each team who either can bat or bowl, but can't do both. Okay, that's more or less self-explanatory rule. Each side has just 60 minutes to get through this 15 overs, which is very important for you to note down. We'll have a table listed down, which is something which you can see as well. So there is a 10-minute break between the innings to switch over, and 15 minutes at the end of presentation, because we've planned something for the game's presentation as well. So keeping all these in mind, you have that time given as 9:30 to 12 p.m. But let me just finish off the last point before I move down. The next batsman has 90 seconds after the fall of wicket. This is the standard rule, but I think we've tweaked the time a little bit. 90 seconds is the time before the next batsman comes to the crease. Otherwise, he'll be timed out anyways. All right. So that's the fourth point there for playing conditions. Now, the playing times. So guidance only is what we say, but we would want to adhere to this time because we've already spoken to the ground, or we are in the verge of speaking to the ground to say, let's keep everything ready by 9:30 so that the first ball is bowled at 9:30. So when we start on time, we have to ensure that both the matches on the main ground as well as the second ground will complete by midday, 12 noon. And then half an hour break, as I told you before, then we start at 12:30, go all the way until 3, half an hour break, 3:30 to 6 o'clock. Okay, that's the cutoff time because we still have to wrap up things and empty the ground before 6:30. Now, captains, vice captains, enough said in the last process by Kushagra, along with umpires, must ensure that the match timelines are strictly followed. Obviously, right? So vice captains will have more responsibility than a regular 50-over game which you see on TVs or which you play. Because here, you will also have to support your team as well as your captain in order to adhere to time, because that is very strictly followed. To save time, first 8 overs will operate from one end, and the next 7 overs will be operated from the other end, and also it gives some kind of a change of perspective as well. Okay. Gana, we'll talk about the fixtures a little later. This is something which you already know, the vice captains and captains to the respective teams. And I don't know if we've already announced the names for these teams. If not,
we have names, but what we are going to do is now we are going to assign we'll do a wheel and assign team 1 to, whichever name comes on the wheel, so that, we have fixtures ready later on.
Let me complete the conduct of the code of conduct first, and then Gana, you take over and run through the jersey bit and fixtures. Code of conduct. Sorry, Gana, were you supposed to be taking this? I'm happy.
No, you only go through.
Okay, cool. So the code of conduct. I mean, we all are adults. I don't need to say this again, but just for the sake and the formality, I'll go through this again. The captains and the vice captains are responsible at all times to ensure the play is conducted within the spirit of the game, as well as the laws that we've laid out by the organizers, obviously, and of course agreed by yourselves prior to the start of tournament. So this is the first look for you to look into the playing condition. Actually, second, to look into the playing conditions and kind of agree answer all your questions, get your questions answered, so that we all are in agreement that this is the laws we will play under, and obviously the spirit of the game comes first. In the event that any player failing to comply with the instructions of the umpire, criticizing the decisions by word or action, showing dissent or generally misbehaving, the umpires will report. We've been told the umpires to report to the organizers, and then, well, when you say strict action, come on. As I said, we are adults. We know how to handle stuff. We know how to handle our angers and stuff on field, right? Criticism also. It should be very respectful. So that's the second point. The third one is the captains and vice captains will ensure that there is no discussion around the auction amount, which is already discussed by Kushagra already, but will not label the auction amount to a person on the field, because behind the label we have a human who is also a Kannadiga, or another person who is also an Indian, or another person who is also a human being. Let's consider that. All right. So the fourth one is there's no place for any act of violence, which we have already spoken. I mean, it's all there for a reason, guys. We've seen that in some other places, so we have put that in here. Not that we will have something like this, but we'll hope that it will not be like this. Captains, vice captains, and umpires together set the tone for the conduct of a cricket match, and every player is expected to make an important contribution to this. Otherwise, there's no fun. Fun and banter, definitely yes, we need that. We'll also be a part of that fun and banter. But as long as the spirit of the game goes, and the respect to each other as human beings, I think we'll hold at the very, very top position. The paramount importance is to respect each other and have fun that day. So that's the code of conduct. Gana, would you want us to take a pause?
We'll do one thing. We'll take the questions and then.
Before that, Gana, just one thing. I'm not sure if that when is that gonna take, or if we have missed it. That is like on the first game, if by any chance if a team doesn't get all the 11 players within the time, and the field is ready, everything is ready. Supposing one of the team has 8 players, then they need to start playing with the 8 players until all the players are coming in that. So it's about the captains and vice captains again duty that all the players has to be reached there on the time, so that you are not missing any of the members during the start of the match. Yeah.
Okay. Agreed. That's a good point. So yeah, I don't know the order, so let's start with Mahesh first. Mahesh.
Hi, sorry. No, actually, I was when you guys talking about the wides and no balls. The first 14 overs, there'll be 2 runs, and the ball counted as to the match game ball. And the 15th over, 6 balls. If there's a wide or no ball, will that be still considered 2 runs and then extra ball,
normal,
or it's just
normal.
1 ball?
Just like normal.
1 run.
Yeah, 1 run.
1 run and the
extra ball.
Ball has to be bold.
Fantastic.
Ball has to be bold. The reason is there could be a strategy adopted where last over there's some 15 runs required. A person can make 6 wides.
Yeah.
And still win it. So
yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
No,
I was about to talk that one.
Why we have put spirit of the game. That's one reason why we have put spirit of the game.
Yeah, sometimes the ball slips from the hand, you see.
Sometimes the ball slips from the hand. Okay, great.
Next, Nachiket.
Yeah, hi. I have 2 questions. So first one, could we have field restrictions in place? Otherwise, it will be difficult. We all are club level players, so everyone is not going to be a big hitter. And in case the team is really trying to chase like 15 runs, they will put on 9 fielders on the boundary. So you can consider that. And second question is about the injuries. So if the player is injured, are we going to replace him by the reserve players? And are you going to allow runners, or how is it going to be?
Good question. So, Shri, answer.
Yeah, I can take the second question. Obviously, this is a fun tournament, right? So if there is an injury, then if it's unforeseen, then obviously, we can permit people coming in and running. rather than saying no, there are no runners, then the fun is spoiled. So let's not do that. We can encourage that to, not that people should get injured, but if they get injured, unfortunately, then we can have somebody to kind of do a running and those kind of things. That's
only upside is people who are not fast runners, they might use it to get a runner.
Well, that's subjected to the captains and vice captains again. As organizing committee, we really can't, assume that somebody is actually done very intentionally. So up to the captains and vice captains for the both teams which are playing, and obviously the spirit of the game. Spirit of the game is a very small term, but it includes everything in it. So
All right.
I'm sorry, sorry interfering it. I would say that no supporting runner or anything like that through the tournament.
I think that's fair call, because we have 13 players, right? And then they can retire out, and then we have impact player rule. So it's fine, if everyone feels that, let's keep a standard rule. Okay, if the standard rule is like, if somebody is injured and he can't run, there's no runner. However, he can get retired, and then basically his next batter can come, and you have an impact player rule, and that can help.
Yeah, and if that guy is fielding, then we can get a replacement as a fielder.
Yeah, that's fine, because you have 13 players, right? So that's why we got 13 players.
On the fielding point is fine, but when somebody's batting and injured, or he can't run, he's tired, or whatever it is, would say no to have a runner for him.
Yeah,
as
so
a batter.
let's have a universal rule. And I mean, anyways, I was asking like, what is the organizers feel? So I'm fine with anything.
Yeah. No, I mean, organize, we are flexible, because this is a joint thing, right? So we
Can I
have
say
to meet together.
Sorry, Gana, sorry to interrupt. We can't have arranging by runners and all with the limited time. If someone is injured, move out, let the next batsman come in. If you start getting by runners, then we lose time. I've seen this. We're going to lose a lot of time.
Time is important. Yeah, correct.
Right?
Yeah, injured players can come back when they feel good. They can
treat
come
them
back.
as retired after 30, then, so they can come back at the end if they need to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Point taken, right? We've updated it.
We'll update it. And first,
that's done already.
I've got. If everyone has finished, I've got a couple.
Just a second. Before that, Shri, can we just note down Nachiket's first question as well, because we have not answered on that. And
It's
then
an important one.
Okay, so sorry, I was just writing something here. The first question again, remind me please again. Sorry.
So could we have field restrictions like the power play, or overall like not having more than 5 fielders in the outfield?
Again, it's the umpire thing has to monitor, right? I don't know. How do we monitor that part?
Normally, T20s, right? Every time you can't. They always put 5 fielders max outside, because what a situation will be like, you need 15-20 runs per over in the last 4, and then the fielding side will just put everyone on the boundary. You can't win the game, right? So it just kills the game. So the umpires need to make sure that it's the captain's responsibility, fielding captain, to make sure he hasn't got 5 out. If he's got more than 5, then it's considered a no ball, right? That's how it works. So we should just follow the same rule, I think.
Okay, we can change the rule. We will have to inform all the umpires to strictly adhere to that, because implementing rule is one good thing, but only thing is to make sure that it's fairly looked at, and then it's been. We don't want conflicts, and
we need to stop.
Yeah.
Really bad case of something, someone putting 7 fielders out and just killing the game. It's not like if you got 1 extra by accident, that shouldn't be a problem.
That's okay. It's like a last over. You bowl, you bowling extra ball for a wide just to safeguard. This is to safeguard that you don't have more than 5 out. We keep that same. Instead of confusing power play and everything. You want the game, don't keep more than 5 out.
Okay, that's the thing. So we'll change the rule. Just add one more thing.
I think it's a good point.
Sorry, Mahesh.
Sorry, I think it was a good point, and what I mean is,
you have to put the video off so that you can hear it.
Throughout the game, there is no field restriction, but you cannot have more than 5 fielders.
We lost you, Mahesh. I think. Can you switch off your video? I mean, the bandwidth is.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll stop the video. Now you can speak.
Yeah, probably is probably poor. I was starting to know that. Yeah. So actually, the point is right. I mean, we can set up like a rule. You can have. There's no field restrictions, but you cannot have more than 5 players outside the 30 yards.
That's a good thing.
Throughout the game. You don't mind. They just leave them however they want to set up the fielding, but you cannot have more than 5 fielders, even from the beginning or in the end. It's all throughout the game. You cannot have more than 5.
That's a good point. So we'll add that one, Sri. We'll add that one.
Added. I've just added the same point which I put on the chat. So hopefully, if everybody's okay, that's added.
Yeah. One last.
Yeah, but it's sorry. One more thing. So it's along with that, you cannot have more than 5 fielders, or I think 4 fielders on the leg side. That's also a rule. So I don't know if we want to get in nitty-gritties, but I'm just saying.
I think that is too picky, man. I mean, that's too picky. Here in ECB, they do it only in the league stage. Not even 3-11, 4-11, they don't follow this rule. It's
okay,
only one.
But we can keep it simple, not more than 5 fielders.
Yeah. More than 5, I think, makes the game fair. If they put everyone on the leg side.
All right.
We should not more than. Okay, my point is, like we wanted to ensure that everybody gets a fair game. Though we keep it competitive, we don't want any TFCs. So if you put the retirement as 30, and if somebody reaches 30 towards the end of the game, and then a lot of people lost the batting, so I would request to keep the maximum balls faced is 20, something like that. So within this 15, we can manage well. If you, this has been a challenge for me when I was managing games, when I was playing the games. Some slower batsman didn't score, didn't get out, and didn't score 30, and he played the whole innings, and then a lot of people were sitting down. So think on that as well, like having a max balls.
Yeah, I've done this quite a lot actually. Most of my midweek T20 games, they have a restriction where it's either you face 30 balls or you score 50 runs. So in this case, we can do 30 runs retirement or 20 balls retirement, and it's basically keeps people first. Gets all the batsmen rotating.
This is a good point. We thought about it, and it's again, I leave it to all the captains to decide. If everyone thinks that it's a good rule, then we can implement it. The only thing that will happen is scorer have to be very clear, and with the captains it has to be called very quickly, because otherwise implementing could be a little bit of a tussle, because we don't want to go wrong in that. Sometimes one ball can change the way the match goes, right? So that's where thing is like, somebody's playing 14.5, right? He has played 20 balls and he's hitting very well, and he has to retire, and that can become a conflict point. I mean, I'm okay as long as we all agree, all the captains agree. I just want to hear about all the captains on this matter.
We are scoring, obviously we're going to put like in the score sheet .1, whatever the dots we are. Thing is, we need to have 2 scorers because we have so many volunteers. If we have 2 scorers, one is seriously looking at the ball space, someone is looking at the totals. I mean, are we using any app or are we using paper for scoring?
We want to use app because it will be much easier to quickly score. And from paper to app, it will become a paper to uploading becomes a harder. So we'll put all the pictures, and we'll have tablets where people can score. In the main ground will be live streaming will be there. It's connected to ECB, the Play Cricket app. So it's clearly shows dot ball.
How many balls the batsman's faced. So either if it's 20 first or 30 runs first, whichever, then the batsman retires, right? I think that it shouldn't be too hard to manage.
I mean, this we tried and it gave us a very good results, and then it ensured everyone gets a game. At the end of the day, we are coming there for fun, and we don't want anyone like and then batting signal I just paid the match fees and just fielded and went away.
So I'll ask all the captains, Balaji, Nachiket, and Shiv, put your views on this one, please. Nachiket, what's your view?
Yeah, so I mean, even I have thought of this, but then if someone is not unable to play the balls, it could be a strategy of the other team not to get him out and make him play west the balls. So that could be a part of strategy. That's what I thought.
So I mean, are you in support or you're not in support at the end, the one what we proposed?
So I'm not in support for a couple of things. One is it's hard to maintain. even if there is one ball missed here and there, people will start complaining. As opposed to scoring the runs is easier, like counting 30 runs is easier. And next thing is, if someone is not able to score runs quickly, the team can ball to only that guy and make him stand on the wicket. That could be a part of strategy. So
don't have that rule of not retiring at 20 balls, team will not get him out, and the team will purposely bowl not on the stumps. So he'll be facing not scoring anything. That's why we have these 20 balls to protect that. Even if they're trying to.
No, there is also another complication, Anand. One is like, if he's got wide ball, right? It's counted as 2 runs.
Yeah. So
now the complexity will be.
It goes to batsman. It can go to batsman as well, like in LMS. So that.
No. The thing is, it goes as a wide anyway. So the batter can play 10 wides and 10 legitimate deliveries, and it's harsh on him actually.
Let's what I suggest is let's take a call, let's take a vote, and based on that we can take because
let's go to Shiv.
The discussions can go for long.
Yes. We can come back later.
Shiv?
Yeah. My point on that, manageability will be an issue. Now, if you look at the app scoring, right? So when we set up these parameters in the app before scoring, it asks us what's the number of runs for a wide. Now, the ball that is bowled as a wide is counted as a batter being faced that ball. So if there are 10 wides, it means that the batter has faced 10 balls. He has technically not faced it. But if you go by counting the number of balls that the batter has faced, and if he has faced 30 balls and we take him out, I do not think that will be fair. Again, manageability is not easy in those terms. We also need people who can keep track of it, who know how to score, because these are the challenges that we have faced, right? So hence I'm putting that across. So we should keep that simple, considering this is our first season. Keep it simple, 30 runs, irrespective of the number of balls faced, the batter goes out and he can come back in as per the rules, right? And based on how this season goes, if that particular aspect of the game had a major impact on the matches, then we can of course consider this for the next season and implement that. Right? That's my.
Thank you, Shiv. That's fine. And Balaji?
I think it's a good suggestion to keep the track of balls and runs, but I think it gets more complicated based on whether you're deciding to score it on the app. What if the app just stops all of a sudden, and then you have to keep running on the paper, right? So, and then there will be some I wouldn't say fights, but arguments based on who has faced how many balls and all those stuff. So I think we could avoid that because this is your first tournament being organized. I think by the end of the tournament, maybe you can take it as lessons learned and probably come back next year. But yeah.
Okay, so I think we heard, Anand, it was a great suggestion. I also suggested that, by the way, and we discussed it, and it's good that all captains are kind of in agreement, most of them in agreement to keep it simple this time, and we'll see how it goes. And of course, if again, captain can take a call within their team saying that, guys, it's unofficially you can play 20 ball, and we are okay with that. People can self-retire. That's again, we leave it to the captain's wise thoughts. So any other questions? So I think 2 hands are still on. So Balaji, you got any other question apart from that?
Yeah, a couple of questions on. So first thing was you said there is no fielding restrictions, and why can't we have like first 3 overs, because it's a 15 overs game, and if you take first half of that is 3 overs, you can keep it as a power play, and you can have only 2 players outside, and rest of the game you can keep 5 out. That gives a bit more more runs on the board, or more it gives more opportunities to get wickets as well, because people go after the bowlers.
I'm okay with that, but implementing it could be
it's just too
fun. I know it's fun because power plays are always, for these tournaments with 15 overs, we don't want to end up playing like a 40-over game, and I know where it is coming from, suggestion. Again, on this proposal, let's see all captains' thoughts. we are not going to overrule anything. So we'll go with everyone's thoughts. If you know, we decided in the first go that at any point of the game, 5 fielders maximum outside. Okay, so that's clear to us. But now what you're proposing is we'll have a power play of 3 overs where only 2 fielder will be outside the 30-yard circle. Is that what you're proposing, right?
Yeah. Okay. It's just when you begin the game.
Yeah, 3 overs, right? Okay.
And then the other thing I wanted to check is so as a captain or vice captain, it's our responsibility to get the innings done in an hour, right? So what happens if and then you said you have a 10 minutes break in between.
Yeah.
And what if we get any rain in between? Would that make
rain rule is we will still continue the game. We'll have buffer 2.5 hours everything. It's almost 3 hours actually, 30 minutes gap. So that's why we are playing 15 overs. And also in usually under 9 and under 11, I have done a lot of umpiring, and normally with one end, usually we finish the whole 32 hours in 2 hours. 2 hours. So usually starts at 9:30 and finishes by 11:30. That too kids game I'm talking about. But here with all elders, we should be quick enough. But rain is a thing which is separate topic, and we'll think about it. And let's not discuss rain here because whole tournament is washed off. Then we'll have to refund, and we'll have to go through the refund process. That's totally a different case. So, but we expect the match to go, and if we have to curtail to like 10 hours a match, we'll do that. That's again something we'll take a call.
And then one more thing is the impact player rule. Will you be able to choose one impact player per innings, or how will that be? It'll be one per game because you have 13 players where you can actually, if you have a bowler, then you can choose for one innings and then a batsman. I think everybody gets a chance as well in that sense.
We want everyone to get at least 2 games. That's very clear. It's written there in the form only. So now the captain have to wisely rotate the players. At the same time, there is an impact player rule. Altogether, if you see, right, so there could be a combination to be played. As long as you're giving 2 minimum game per player. And of course, captain has to play all the game. That's the privilege you get. But it's left to the captains and vice captains to decide that part, how you want to strategize and play those players.
So, Gana, if someone is impact player, do you count that as a game for that guy?
Yeah, of course. We are saying game for that guy. Yeah, of course.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that was
that's
actually
what already done in the thing. What we said is it's a 12-member game with 1 impact player. So that's what we are saying.
Okay, so you choose your impact player in the beginning of the game.
Yeah. You need to choose whether it's a batter or a bowler. So if you want to, because they can't do both.
Can we decide that before the toss or after the toss?
That's again. I don't know. How does it work in IPL? I think they do.
It's after the toss. It's after the toss. We can give that privilege. Like after the toss, you can just decide. That's fine. That has to be with the teams who has won the toss. They should have the initial advantage. So that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Then one last thing I wanted to check is, like you said, we'll be bowling from one end for 8 overs and one from the other end. Then, so will that be the fielding team will be choosing the end, or will there be any rules and restrictions for that as well?
It's bowler who will decide when they're bowling first.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. We'll add that point. Okay, Sagar, note ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. We'll add that point. Bowlers will decide. Okay, on the 30 yards rule, I mean power play, I just want to take captain's opinion. Let's rotate quickly, and Shiv, in question.
On the 30-yard thing, I'll talk about that. Yes, it's all good about having the power play thing, but again, in the spirit of keeping it simple, let's go with that maximum 5 for the entire match. Keep it simple. And then for the next season, we can all review this and see if we need to introduce all that. Right? It's all good. Power play is good. Everything is good. But given the time, can we do all that, right? So that's my thought. The second one, Gana, you mentioned about captain having to play all the 3 matches. Now, can the team decide whether a captain should play or not in a particular match for whatever the reason, right? Captain may want to sit out, or maybe he gets. So
again, I mean, that's a privilege he got. It's up to the captains to give vice captain a captaincy, and you can sit
absolutely,
out.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because the captains are done to give fair chances. It's our equal responsibility. And sometimes I've seen in league games, in our clubs and all, captains will sit out and give chances to others, and it is totally up to the captains to decide. But as a guideline, what we say is everyone should get at least 2 games minimum. And there should not be any hard feeling saying that, okay, I've been neglected. For instance, here somebody is like, he wants to bat, okay, but he doesn't get a bat, on he doesn't get a ball, anything. Let's give fair chances, and it's completely captains and vice captains' responsibility. Even if it means one of them have to sit out, you guys take the call.
Absolutely. Okay, fine. So if you have that flexibility, that's great. Thank you.
So on the 30-yard rule, Mahesh, not Mahesh, sorry, captain. Who is the captain again? Anand, yeah.
I'm okay with that. Whatever, with the first 3 overs having a power play, it's not that difficult to manage if we communicate well in advance. But even if you don't want to keep that, I'm okay with both.
You're okay with both. Okay, let's go to Nachiket.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone wants to have power play, I'm good with it.
Okay. Shiv, we already told, right? So we got so now it's organizers' call. So we'll discuss and put that out. Okay.
I'm fine with either ways. So for 30,
it's organizers' call. We'll have that rule added. If it's simple thing, right? So two people outside only for 3 overs, first 3 overs. Yeah, it's good. So now, is there anything, Balaji? Sorry.
Oh no, that's it. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So now I will. I'll just quickly take some time to go through what we want to do in the end. Okay. So we got fixtures already here. So if you can see, we got team 3 versus team 1, ground 1, team 2 versus team 4, ground 2. So this is a standard fixture. We have randomly chosen and put the team as team 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now ground 1 is a main ground, and ground 2 is a next ground. So usually ground 1 has got a live streaming, and ground 2 will not have live streaming. One of the team will get 3 matches in the one ground. Okay. Let's accept that fact, because I don't want any hard feelings. So what we do is, now all the captains are decided. So here you got Mysore Royals, Anand Padki, then we have Brigadiers, Shiv, and then we got Marshals, Balaji, and Nachiket is Knight Riders. So we got the names to the captains already. So that part is done. So my next part is to say, if I'm saying team 1 red color, team 2 lime color, and these are the colors we got. Sorry to say, because this is the standard color which is available. If you want to replace white and graphite, I'll try to do that. But this is a standard thing, a good quality one which we already gone, and we also implemented numbering and also the name on the back and also logo on the front. So it will look good. But the only thing is trousers we need to kind of work out, and you guys have to come with white trousers. So it's only top that we are going to provide with the cost constraint and other things. So now what I'm going to do is, we will assign team 1, team 2, team 3, and team 4 based on the wheel. It's a random thing. We'll first take up team 1 and rotate it, and whichever team name comes, we'll assign to the team 1. And then we'll remove that team. Rest of the 3 will rotate, and it's like a auction. Also, we do the same thing. I'll do that part, and let's assign it. And then whichever team captain is there, he'll be knowing how the fixtures will look like, and then it will help you in the auction as well. But it's not going to help much. It's just the slot in which you are going to play. Okay, so let's go through that process. I'm going to open the wheel. So this is the wheel, right? So I can't split the screen. Okay, So now,
Hi, Gana, just a minute. I might disconnect at 8 o'clock. Yeah. Thank you.
yeah, okay, that's fine. So now we'll start with rotating the wheel, and we'll first go for the team 1. Okay. Everyone is seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So the marshals are team 1. So this is again, I'm going to stop and I'll remove that from the thing, and we'll update the sheet. So team 1 is marshals. I'll give the name again. Who is marshal captain? Balaji. Okay, good. So now let's move on to the next one, team 2. So we got 3 of them. I'll rotate again. Night Riders. So that's team 2. So I'm going to update that again on the sheet. Right. So
next one ನಾನು update ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. I have it open. You just
you have it open. Okay, that's right. So let's go to next one. Only 2 left. Let's spin the wheel. Brigadiers. Okay. So update ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ. So Royals are the last one. So team 4 is Royals, Mysore Royals. Okay. So this is again, when we do the auction, we'll take the players and we'll remove them and then put the thing. It's very easy. So we'll go. It's a sample for you. So right now we have the fixtures ready. So we'll update on the KUKCC. The fixtures will be ready. Time will be set up. And the only thing left is going through the auction process, right? And one more other thing I want to do is let's have with all the consent, let's have the pictures ready. I think Sagar was trying to do something, right? So when we bring up the people with stats, right? When we call the names, we'll share a screen where it will give little bit stats and colorful pictures and stuff, something like that. So that it's visible, like somebody is bidding for it. Okay, this is the player and this is his stats, and if it's capped, uncapped, all these things can be just put as a thing. And Sagar is doing that work. And what I'll do is I'll update a form where not form. So there is a Google Drive. People have to just upload their picture, any cricketing picture where you have played, or bowling, or whichever action picture. And Sagar will track that, who has provided the picture, everything, and then we'll give a unique number for that player, and then that will be, used for all the different categories. And the other bit I have to do is make sure that everyone's jersey numbers are taken. So some of them have provided name and number. So we'll download the sheet and I'll put it up in the Google Drive, and we'll ask somebody to follow up and get the numbers also added. So that when it goes to print, it will also have your name and number. So those are the 2 actions. Anything else, guys? Anything missed? No? Any other questions last? So
I just want to say, one of the color of is white, is it? There's just full white.
White and graphite. So what has happened is, in that quality full sleeve, we had those 4 color options. So now I'm trying to check with him, is there any other options are there? Because if we give if I put half sleeve and full sleeve, it's not going to look good. I mean, because it's September, we wanted to go with full sleeve only. Yeah. And because it's if you look at England team and all those standard jerseys, full sleeve, these guys have very limited 4 colors. So I'm just trying to work out if there is any alternative is there. If not, then we'll have to live with it. It's a graphite and white. Looks good. I mean, it's just that one of the players will be like, you can use it for even your club cricket also. That one, that's an advantage.
And the fitting is a slim fit, though, like it's not baggy.
No,
fit.
it looks like that. Its size is standard size. People who have come for Tipton game, they know it. It's a standard size. For the size what I put, like M is 42, S is 38-40. So that's the standard size.
Because there could be, do we have excess as well? Because not for me.
Below,
for me, it's good.
Below 38, I mean, you mean to say?
Yeah, 36, shoulder 36 above. So it will be really.
I'll check with them. Yeah. Excess was there earlier, but in this one, I don't know, man. I'll check.
If we have a lot of restrictions, we can go with like half sleeves, and then they can wear inners if they want. But if this becoming a restriction.
No, full sleeve is expensive than half sleeve. But the thing is, because it's September, it looks elegant if you are playing with full sleeve when you are doing a T20 matches. It's only you're wearing for 15 hours, right? And then next match you're wearing it. Maybe first day whole day you will wear. But the thing is, it looks good with full sleeve. Otherwise, I would have gone for half sleeve only. So anyway, we'll decide that. So Shiv.
Yeah, a couple of questions. One, I heard you mention you've also decided on having the numbers on the jersey.
Yeah.
Right? Where do we provide the numbers?
So that's what we are going to do. So now 42 players have provided their stats and name on the back of the jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Download it into a sheet, and that sheet will be put on the Google Drive. And one go, like I'll just share the sheet and you guys go and update your numbers. It's a very simple thing, and we'll follow up with everyone to get the numbers. It's a very simple task. It may take a couple of days to get everybody, and we need help from captains also. But then 23rd, we should have all the things ready so that we can give the t-shirts, everything ready by first week of September. So by 25th we have to give all the details. So we have the size and everything is there, name is there from the form you submitted. It's just the number. We'll take everybody and update it.
Will that be a number from one number pool, or will that be 4 number pools for 4 teams?
Number is your favorite number. Okay. It can be anything. It's not jersey number. I'm talking about, you're talking about jersey number, right?
Right, at the back, yeah.
So that's your favorite number. It can be whatever number repeats, that doesn't matter. But for photos, what we do is we'll have a unique number given, and that's something Sagar is working. That's basically uploading your pictures for the auction process.
Okay, yeah, thank you. The second question was about the trouser. We said it's a white trouser, didn't we?
Yeah, so white trouser is most of you playing club will have white trouser, so it will be a white one. That's most acceptable thing for us, I think. Otherwise, like I don't want you to go and buy a black trouser or red trouser. It's not going to help us.
I was banking on black trouser. Considering
I mean, for the white ones, maybe black.
Good color. Any colored shirt, black trouser, because that's what we do in most of the colored games, even in LMS. You have always the black trouser, the track pant. Black. Anyone can buy. That can be used for gym. White andre, if somebody doesn't play and then they buy a white trouser, it goes waste. Black means they can also.
Why don't we leave it to the captains to decide for their team, right? Which color trouser they wear, as long as the tops are right, and then the team captains can just decide.
Yeah, but it should not be a different color. It will look odd.
No, but either white team, or black. The whole team will be wearing either black trouser or white trouser.
I'll leave it to captain. That's fine. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Cool. I will check with Karthik.
You can't hear.
Only caveat there is, please don't wear any bright red, pink colors, because the ball is that. The ball is that color. So just make sure you don't wear that kind of Govinda colors, which will work anti-pattern for our batsmen. Rest of
like Govinda colors.
Are the typical Kannada Dala Govinda colors?
Govinda Hindi actor.
Yeah, I know. Not Kannada, I think.
Let's keep it within white and black. It's up to the team if they want it.
White and black. Captain will decide. If everybody just take the consensus and go with the highest people.
Yeah.
Is it okay if somebody doesn't have a black, a dark blue or something? Should still do, right?
Pardon? Sorry, Balaji.
So if somebody is not happy with the black, maybe they can go with navy blue as well if they want.
Yeah, there's not much difference.
Yeah, that's
there is a black and graphite is there, and they can't wear black, so it will look like black something. But I think you guys decide. We'll publish all these things, and captains can talk to the team. And it's not a mandatory one, because ordering the jersey is important. Getting the things is important. Before 1 week, you can decide which color you want to come wearing. Any other suggestions or question? Rupesh, another idea? No,
I'm good.
Ravi? Okay, one last request, guys. So we want to do some promotion also as part of the sponsors. We got few sponsors and all. For captains and all, like Ravi will come out with some video bites, like 20-30 seconds. We just want to create some buzz, everything. Watch out that space, and please cooperate from your side, especially captains and vice captains, and then we'll roll out to everybody. Let's make some buzz, and I think it's already creating good buzz. So thank you. So most of us are also on vacation, right? Between August, a lot of us are on vacation. Myself, I'm going to India. So we'll get good quality balls, and all those things we'll discuss in the chat. Anything, which one we are going to get. There's a plan to get SG ball, and some of the good test quality ball, we'll get it from India. So we'll make it fun and nice, the whole tournament. And if anyone has got touch with cricketers who are already in UK from Karnataka or anywhere, invite them, from our contacts. If they are around in UK, let's invite them to be guests, and that will create more nicer way to interact for players and stuff like that. So for this tournament, we are not inviting any other external guests, but on the T20 final, I might get some of the prominent High Commission, somebody to give away the trophy and other bits. But otherwise, feel free to suggest anything. We are happy to consider those suggestions, as long as we are not compromising any of the cricket rules, cricket playing conditions. Balaji, last.
So you just mentioned about balls, so I just clicked. Do we get new balls on each innings, or it's just one ball for the whole innings, the whole match?
Each innings, new ball. So we are going to get 7 matches plus 8 matches, right? So we'll have 16 new balls.
7.
Okay, thank you.
And we also decided, I think man of the match will get the ball. At the same time, there's something else was there. We're still under discussion, so those things will be done, because we can't keep those balls. Man of the match can take it, but you can't give the bat, so at least the ball can be taken. It's a fresh 15-over played ball. So, okay. All right. Is there anything else? Anyone?
No, that's all. Thank you so much. A big round of applause to the organizers. So
Thank you, and take care and have a good week. We'll speak again. Thank you. Bye.
Guys, thank you. Have a nice evening.